Cooper, I love these little treats, little custom treats from Taylor Guitars. Today we're going to tell you about one that is a special custom GA, special woods, only 40 made. You ready to tell them all about it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. You're watching Alamo Music TV. My name is Chris McKee.
And I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and like our videos. If you'd like to support the channel, visit our Teespring store linked below for custom designed t-shirts. Hi, Cooper.
How's it going?
Thanks for joining me in this video.
Thank you for having me.
We choked because I forgot he was here for a second. Because I'm distracted by this beautiful guitar, Cooper.
That's fair. Yeah, that's all right.
So this is a custom GA, and we're going to go over the specs. And I'm going to let Cooper hold it because he was enamored as soon as we opened the case.
Yeah, I dig it for sure.
So to give you an idea of what this treat, this custom snack is from Taylor, I like these because it's not a new guitar introduction, and it's not like this big thing. It's just like, hey, we had some wood, so let's do a cool guitar. And that's really awesome because these limited editions that Taylor does, they're always like huge values, not inexpensive guitars, particularly in this case, but really unique, very cool things that it brings to the table. So it's a custom GA.
Mm-hmm.
Grand Auditorium body. What's that top?
Is that a little bearclaw Engelmann?
It's bearclaw Engelmann Spruce. Where have we seen that before?
The Cooper Greenberg signature.
The Cooper Chris McKee Greenberg signature. It's funny. I sometimes wonder if Taylor's like, they had this wood and then we do this collaboration and we build these guitars and they're great. And they're like, hey, did y'all know we had bearclaw Engelmann Spruce? Let's do some more guitars with them. I don't know.
Why not? It's beautiful.
But it's highly possible something like that happened. Some amazing bearclaw Engelmann Spruce. So if you haven't watched the video that we did about the quote-unquote kind of signature model Alamo exclusive 914 CE that we did, you should click on that link up there and check it out. But I'm going to tell you what's so great about this. Now, this is bearclaw Engelmann Spruce, right?
Yes.
And how many bears had to die to make this one piece of bearclaw?
Each one of these, where you can see the paw, it's one bear each.
It's not really from a bear clawing a tree, although those internet rumors exist. That's how they get started. But it's a natural variation. I kind of think of it as like flamed maple.
Yeah.
It's this really cool figuring that happens. And Engelmann Spruce is kind of on the softer side from where Sitka Spruce is. If you think about what is typically on the top of a guitar, you have cedar on one end of the spectrum and a hardwood like mahogany or koa on the other end of the spectrum. And cedar and spruces in general are a softer wood, and that's why they work real well. They vibrate easily. They create a lot of good tone. The softer the wood is, like cedar, kind of the lighter touch, it responds very quickly, but it doesn't have as much volume. It can get overwhelmed. If you come up from cedar, you have things like redwood, sinker redwood, that kind of stuff. European spruces and Engelmann spruce exist kind of in this spectrum between Sitka spruce and cedar. It's closer to Sitka spruce than cedar, but it's definitely softer than Sitka. And so what you get is this really nice, mellow, rounded tone. I think with rosewood, it takes a lot of those highs and rounds them, and we've already heard that on this guitar, some of the noodling we've been doing. So that's what's really great about this wood. Now, the back and sides also do not disappoint. This is not maple. This is actually Quilted Sapele.
Yep. All over the place, just very beautiful.
Very, very beautiful, and it is in like a burnt amber burst color stain that they're using on this. And really, really gorgeous. Now, a few years ago, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, I want to say it was probably 2 or 3 years ago, maybe even longer, because 2020 has taken 17 years, so everything kind of gets mixed up in there. But Taylor did some limited edition baritone guitars that had quilted sapele, and it's kind of the one that got away. I really regret not buying one of those limited editions. The quilted sapele sounded different to me on those guitars than sapele typically does.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with sapele, it's a great tone wood. It comes from Africa. I think some people have said it's what's often called African mahogany, but I've also heard that that's another tone wood.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But it's a lot like mahogany typically in appearance and in sound, maybe not as strong of a mid-range as mahogany, maybe a little bit more treble. But when it's quilted, it seems to have a kind of a different flavor to the sound, almost like really good mahogany with some rosewood bass mixed in.
Yeah. I loved those Quilted Sapele laminate GS Minis
Oh yeah.
that we got. That I love the look, but with this finish and it being solid, it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, the neck is figured as well. Really beautiful.
Very cool.
Yeah. It's all bound in ebony. And the inlay is really cool. Now that inlay, you asked me about it earlier when you first saw the guitar.
Yeah.
This is one of the coolest inlays I think Taylor's done. It's very understated, and it's called the GA LTD or GA Limited. So it first appeared back in the 90s on some limited edition Grand Auditorium models that they had introduced, kind of basically when the Grand Auditorium first came out. And I've seen it in some hands of like Lawrence Juber, I think, had one. I remember seeing him play one. Later, that was the inlay that was on the Koa series. So if you are familiar with Taylor guitars produced in the late 90s and early 2000s, the Koa series had the same inlay on it. What they didn't have, though, were Goto tuners.
Yeah, that's where it's at. That's my favorite look and finish of the 510s and everything there.
Neo-vintage, I call them, because they kind of take that butterbean look that you see on old open gear tuners from yesteryear and modernize them. And of course, they are incredibly smooth and very accurate with that 21-to-1 ratio. So really hard to go wrong. Now there's a purfling on this guitar I haven't been able to identify. It's not listed in the specs that I've seen so far, but it frames the green abalone rosette very nicely and the edges of the bearclaw Engelmann Spruce up against that ebony binding very, very well.
Yeah.
So you played this guitar already for a little bit. We're going to do a demo here, but what did you take away from it, kind of from the tone that this guitar does?
Like you said, it's kind of got some mahogany-esque feel, very rounded tone, so it's not, it's just balanced. It's nicely balanced. High end isn't too chimey, as Josh pointed out. It's just, obviously very comfortable. I was stricken by the neck, the figuring and the feeling and everything. But yeah, it's great. It sounds awesome.
The back and sides, when they're really beautiful on a guitar, it's kind of like they put the strings on the wrong sides,
Yeah.
But I've always thought that it's a thing that if you haven't experienced this, you're playing a guitar, and I don't see the inlay, I don't see the top, I don't see any of that stuff when I'm playing. But I do see the back and sides, or I'll see the side of the guitar, and I'll see the neck. I have a Fender Strat that has an extremely figured bird's eye maple neck. Probably more bird's eye maple figure than I've ever seen on the neck of a guitar. And it's not one of those things that you're just kind of focused on, but sometimes when I'm playing, I look down, I'm just like, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's one of those nice little treats.
Also, this, usually when the back and sides are a beautiful exotic tone wood or something, they kind of reserve the true showpiece for the back. Yeah. But this is one of the only guitars I've ever seen where the sides hold their own in terms of figuring and beauty,
The sides are very, very beautifully figured. The figuring of this guitar reminds me of the tree, which some people in the guitar community know is a very famous quilted mahogany tree, and it has a very unique tone all of its own. And Taylor's used it, some other builders have used it for guitars. It's very, very rare wood, and this figuring is very reminiscent. It's not very often that you see figured mahogany or sapele like this, or even to this extent. So. Very, very beautiful guitar. Yeah, mesmerizing for sure. Of course, it's a GA body. It has V-class bracing and their ES2 pickup system. And like I mentioned at the onset, there's only 40 of these made, and we were able to get 2. So, this is one of those videos that comes with a disclaimer. If you're watching this 6 months from now, they are probably gone. So if you are watching this not 6 months from now, and you want one, you better act fast. So to give you an idea of what it sounds like, we're going to put it through its paces. Check it out. So there you have it. This is the Taylor Custom GA with bearclaw Engelmann Spruce and Quilted Sapele back and sides. A limited edition of only 40 that's available. At Alamo Music, we've been able to get 2 for you. So once those are gone, make sure that you check with other retailers. Once those 40 are spoken for, sorry, you'd have to order custom and it will probably be a lot more expensive. Cost on this is right at $4,000. It's like $39.99, so you get to save a buck. And that's the current pricing information. All of those things are always subject to change, so make sure you visit our website, alamomusic.com, for the latest information and all of the specs on this beautiful guitar. You know, like I said at the beginning, it's really cool when they give us kind of one of these little custom treats, isn't it?
Yeah, we've gotten a few this year. Had that Grand Pacific.
Yep.
Had that beautiful K24 custom.
I didn't get to play.
I won't bring it up, but yeah, it was a great year for Taylor for sure. They sent us some amazing stuff that was limited and also not so limited. So check out what we got.
So ending 2020 with a bang. Like I said, if you want more information, visit our website. If you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos, and keep coming back for more. It's our philosophy, Cooper, that at the end of the day, the very best guitar in the world
is one of 40 that have been made that you're making music on right now.
That's it. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name is Chris McKee with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and like our videos. If you'd like to support the channel, make sure to visit our Teespring store linked below for our custom designed t-shirts. So Cooper.
And I'm Cooper Greenberg.
Oh, sorry. I'm doing this one by myself. Okay.
It's all good.
All right, let's do it again. Let's do it
No,
again.
no,
No,
it's
let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again.